Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had a great day so far. I've been having a pretty good day. So today, if you have seen my last video before, I know I said I was going to be doing my FIFA video in the Copa Libertadores, and that will be coming up soon, I promise. But I feel like this is a much more serious topic and it needs to be talked about more, because even though pretty much the whole world is talking about it, it seems to me some people still aren't taking it as serious as it needs to be. It's not gonna kill you, but it is something that should be taken a little more seriously in my opinion. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's obviously the coronavirus. The whole point is basically just take it a little more serious, find the jokes in it, find the fun in it, so it's not always life is so serious, but at the same time, find the limit there where it's comedy and it begins to be seriousness. And you just gotta find the balance between both, so you know where to stop, where's the line. And yeah, you need to just I just believe stack up, and major things are like washing your hands and being cautious of who you're going with, like shaking hands with, or especially not touching your face or anything if you haven't washed your hands. So it's just in these simple things, maybe they can prevent your chances of getting coronavirus hugely. Just these simple things. Like I see people stocking up on masks and all that, and that's really for the people that are sick. The people that are not sick do not need a mask. It's not the way it works. So sometimes it's these people will try to get the most complicated things to prevent the virus, and then that one simple thing is what ends up giving them the virus. They just touch their face after they did so much to take care of themselves. They just touch their face when they're touching something contaminated, and they're sick. So it's just simple things like washing your hands and just being cautious of who's sick there and who's not. And don't think anybody that coughs has it, but just be cautious of them. Just kind of keep an eye on them, make sure they're not having any other symptoms, like it could generate a flu, or no, like high temperature and things like that. If you haven't seen, coronavirus spread hugely and very quickly in Italy. If you may not have seen, they will be holding the Borussia Dortmund and PSG game, and that's not Italy, that's just something else. But they will be holding that game on closed doors. So as you can see, it is getting a lot more serious in Europe, for example, as they are now playing games behind closed doors. And honestly, that's really sad to see, because fans of the game are something, they play a huge role in a team. The fans having such a high impact, especially being very strong fans, they can affect a win or a loss in a team. Just imagine PSG has to go play in a stadium just empty. It's just an empty stadium playing against a team that literally what motivates you on the field is hearing all the fans, all the atmosphere, all that joy, and you're not going to be able to listen to that. So it's really sad how it's affecting. And as you've seen, I'm not sure lately what's happened, but I saw that the museum, the Louvre, has closed for 2 days, and then they reopened in France. Italy's closing down places. It's crazy. So yeah, just be careful out there, be safe, and I'll show you really quick what I stacked up on and everything that I bought to just in case of a lockdown or something of the coronavirus. Alright guys, so as I said before, I may have overstocked on things. I may have over exaggerated it a little bit, but here's everything we've got. Yeah, it's quite a lot, so it's kind of overstacked, but I'm pretty much gonna overview the most important things of here, because there's just way too much. I'll show everything, but I'll review more and talk about more the more important things. Huge important thing is obviously water. We got a lot here. We've got one huge one over there, and we've got some other ones right there, all those, and then we've got two here. So we've stacked a lot on water, and the reason for this is obviously you can't really leave if the whole city begins to be shut down and quarantined. You don't want to be leaving outside where people could be sick all over the place, and it's very contagious. They say it could be contagious up to 6 feet of contact, so that's quite a lot. So you don't want to be going outside and getting water. So water is something, just if it hasn't reached your state yet and people aren't really worried, it's the best time to go get it now. Just a little bit. You don't have to get as many as I did. Just get a little now, and then when the virus gets to your city, you can get a little more of what's left, and then you're stocked up. Because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure living in the world we live today, with all the technology we have, we probably won't be in quarantine or like shut down more than 2 weeks maximum, maybe a month. That's a little longer. That's like pushing it a lot. A month, I think it's just like 2 weeks majority. So yeah, water is something hugely important. Next we have food, and now it doesn't really matter what type of food it is, preferably something that won't expire as fast, because especially if the virus hasn't reached your city yet, by the time it gets there it won't last much longer. So for example, we have things like just like simple crackers that could last a while, or any of those things. We have saltine crackers and some of these like chocolate bars and stuff. So we have a few of these, and these things are, I'm not saying they're gonna last forever, but they're gonna last a lot more. And we also have canned foods, but I can't really find those now because, as you see, there's clearly a lot of bags. So it's like I've been looking and I haven't found it. So it must be in somewhere in the bags. But yeah, we have canned foods, just type of foods preferably that won't expire as fast. And you can also put things in your fridge and like just separate them and say to everybody in the house or whoever's in the house, hey, that this is for if we go in lockdown, so nobody eats it. This stays there. So you can also have that, because we do have some foods in the fridge, but it's preferably these, because these will take longer to expire. The ones that we have here, like canned foods and all those crackers and stuff that take longer to expire. And also, once again, it's the same thing with water. You don't want to be going outside when everybody's sick, so you want to have something to eat. And I feel like water, the reason why it's more important than food is because you can last longer without food than water. And supposedly, from what I read, an average human will drink about 1 gallon a day. So that pretty much explains this. This could probably not last too much a month. We have 4 people living in the house. It's me, my stepbrother, and my mom and my stepdad. So it could be, depends on how long. So it depends on who's in your house, will depend on the water. That's once again on the, it all depends on how many people are living and how much you are. Because maybe you're not like the average person. Maybe you drink less than 1 gallon a day. But for the most part, just make sure 1 gallon a day. So this is not gonna last a month. I'm pretty sure it will not last a month. It's at like around 2 weeks. And yes, if you have to go into lockdown, unless you have a huge amount of money and you can buy as much water as you want, you're gonna have to go through a little hunger or a little thirst. It's just gonna have to happen, because if you want to save up as much, you're gonna have to go a little thirsty, and you're gonna have to go a little hungry, because you're not gonna have the perfect amount. You're not gonna live as you're living right now if you have to go into lockdown and you cannot leave your house. You're gonna have to go a little thirsty if you want that water to last the whole way. So if you cannot buy enough for the whole thing, it's probably, you're gonna go through a little hard times, and that's obviously what you're gonna expect. It's not gonna be fun and games, obviously. I mean, it's a serious thing. Thirdly, we have like health products, and what I mean by health products, like just like shampoos and disinfectants, and these things are disinfectants. Is we literally we come from outside, so if we have to be locked down, we have to clean everything to make sure we didn't bring anything bad inside. We have to disinfect everything. And then for the other things, I mean, we need shampoo, and if you wanna take showers and be like clean, you're not gonna go outside. It's the same thing. Just like you have to have everything there in case for like a while. It has to last you, I think, around 2 weeks. I think if you at around a 2-week mark, that's good. I don't think it'll pass much more than 2 weeks where you have to be in complete lockdown, because in the age we're living in, they come up with things really fast. Technology is highly advancing every day, and they're already working on coronavirus all over the place, and it's huge, and it's like one of the main topics. So people will be working on a cure, so I don't think much more than 2 weeks. So yeah, you just need to store for like around 2 weeks. Next, we obviously have our like paper towels and tissues, maybe tissues. You can also use something else, or also like toilet paper, and that obviously explains itself. Unless you want to clean your, with your hand, you gotta have toilet paper. You gotta have these things. These aren't as important, because if you really want to survive, those are the least of concerns. The main concerning ones are the food and the water, and then secondary is probably all the health products. And then thirdly is probably like the tissue paper. That's the least concern. It's also like, it is a health product, but it's the least of concern for me, that. And then obviously after that we have all the other things. If you have anything else you want, anything you like, that's the least of concern right there. And yeah, I think that's all for what I think could be useful in a coronavirus shutdown if it happens to happen, or like a quarantine. So as of right now, currently, I'm just looking at 2 main countries for how they spread from last week into now, and it is my family in Argentina and here in Las Vegas, obviously where I live. So let's check Las Vegas first, and that's where I'm currently living. So about a week ago, we actually had no cases. And now it ends up to be, we have a total of 4 cases confirmed. We used to have, now we had 2 here on a map, as I checked just a little bit before this. As soon as I filmed the last part, there was 2 here in Las Vegas and 2 over here. But now, yeah, they just summed it up in total, and it's 4 in Nevada. So last week we had no case, and then around Thursday we had 1 case. So that means that pretty much through the weekend we ended up getting 3 more cases, which is really fast to spread here. And now we're gonna check over on my family in Argentina. So last week it was at 1, and then like at Thursday it was around 2, and now it's at 12. So this clearly shows how fast this is spreading, and you can even tell like in Italy how much it spread. Italy was huge how much it spread in Italy. This was a total of 9,000 people confirmed. This is just crazy. Well, anyways guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Today was a serious video. It was more like a serious topic, and I don't want you to get confused, as the channel is new. There's not really going to be a news type channel, if that's kind of like, it's not going to be that. I just felt that this is a serious topic and it needs to be taken more seriously. Like, this was more for like people as me at the beginning when this all started. I just took it as a joke. I was like, oh, it's never going to come here. It's not going to be that bad. And as you can see, it spread hugely, and it's just something very major and a huge topic. And I feel like people should take it more seriously. Not where they start worrying and panicking, but at a point where you know what you need to do, and you know that it's a serious thing. That's what it is. You just need to take it seriously. It's not a joke. It's not like something that you could just joke around. And I mean, you can, but you have, once again, you have to know the limit of where it's too much of a joke or where you're passing the line. So anyways, if you reached the end of this video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you want to see skits, reactions, gaming, soccer, any of that, plus more, you know, like at the intro, subscribe to the channel. This is the place to go. And I promise it'll be getting a lot funner as we go on. It's just starting out now. And if you want to see more of me, you can follow me on my TikTok, DD Nation. I put some soccer videos there, like some soccer parodies, some soccer funny videos, stuff like that. Also some little skits as well around the time, and maybe a clip of like FIFA or something. If you want to see any of that, you have my TikTok there. I'll put a link down below, as well as my Instagram, that I have one too, and I'll be posting more on there soon. And yeah, that's the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed. It wasn't the ideal video for the channel, but I promise it will be getting better. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.